Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cuddyback, America's Best Bowstrings, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, and Realtree.
As you can see, it's early August and we're getting some food plot work done out on the farm. It's hot and dry after a really wet spring. Just making a dust cloud over here. But I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce my new farm to you guys. I sold my Van Buren County farm last year. Kind of a bittersweet thing, but I was able to get this piece of ground real close to the house. I think it's going to help me to use it more as my kids get a little bit older and work gets busier. So this farm is 165 acres. It's a nice mixture of tillable and CRP and then timber. It's got a nice creek through it. It's really a blank canvas. It's always been a cattle farm, and everything across the creek, which is about 90 acres or so, has never had any crop planted in it or anything really done to it. It's always just been cattle. And so I've been really busy this year, this past spring and summer, getting it ready to both plant and then hunt and get food plots in. One of the things I got done out here was all this ground had never been planted, so it was in cattle pasture or hay, and you have to do a sod bust. And so some people may not know what that is, but what you got to do is go over to the USDA office and they need to determine if it's highly erodible or non-highly erodible. Once they make that, they can get you maps, and my ground of course is really hilly, so it's highly erodible, so it's only no-till. And I was able to get in, and we had a wet spring which really delayed everything, but over the last month or so I was able to get 4 big crossings in so that all the fields are accessible. In June we took a nice crop of hay off, got 142 big round bales, and then we came in and we drilled the beans into the cut hay, and then the co-op came out and sprayed the Roundup, and I was able to get about 45 acres of beans planted and 10 acres of corn planted. And today we're working on about 2.5 acres of food plots, and I'm just putting Big and Beastie in and overseeding some clover, which we'll talk about later on. But anyway, I got the beans sprayed. We had one little sprinkle since they've been planted, and so they're really struggling. I'm hoping they'll take off, but otherwise they might end up just being big food plots this year. As far as the day goes today, I've got 3 little areas. They're all about 1/2 acre, and with how dry it is, I sprayed with Roundup after we got the hay off and got a good kill. I did that about 2 weeks ago. And today we're going to run the rototiller and just barely break the surface. I'm going to seed it down with Big and Beastie and then pack it with a water-filled lawn roller. I wanted to give you guys a quick tip for those of you who have trouble finding water on your farms to use your sprayers, or like this lawn roller needs to be filled up with water. Jared and I have struggled in the past on our farm, having to run up the road to the nearest water faucet to fill up the sprayers, and it's like that on a lot of farms. I mean, my house isn't right here. I don't have any running water. I don't have a well drilled. So what I did is I took a 5-gallon bucket and I drilled a bunch of holes in it. And I got an old sump pump out of the old house I used to live in, and it's a little 1.5 horsepower sump pump. And I set it down in this bucket so that it doesn't suck up the sediment. And then I got enough holes in there where the water can keep that bucket pretty full. And I took the float off, and I just have the float kicked up to where it always runs. And so I dropped this down in the 5-gallon bucket, hook it up to my generator here, and I've got the old 1.5-inch sump pump tubing. And I can just fill up my sprayer up 100 gallons in 5 or 6 minutes, just right out of the creek here. And so we're going to fill up this lawn roller and pack this food plot that we just finished getting done, and kind of show you guys how this works. aside from getting work done, we had a really busy summer with the family. As you guys know, I got 5 little kids, and my wife and I have busy jobs, but we managed to take a few vacations. One, I took the kids out to Maine. We drove out there from Iowa, went to Acadia National Park, and then in July, me and my brothers went, and we've slowly been tackling some of the mountains, and we wanted to learn how to summit some glaciated mountains. So we went out to Washington State and we summited Mount Baker. Hello! T. Kenny?
The more you lean back, it's counterintuitive. The more you lean back, the more comfortable it's going to be. As you lean in, it creates slack in this.
Going about 4 hours.
Man, that is very cool.
Let's talk about descending, and then we're going to do 2 more walking techniques, okay?
Good technique, Kyle.
Feel the burn. Yes, Mike. Kick those buckets.
That's like how many minutes that takes.
Oh, that's true.
Are you ready, Mike? I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, kick. Straight legs, straight legs.
Yeah, get those buckets. Nice. Woo, look at those biceps. Yeah, baby.
We're practicing crevasse rescue. What a crazy experience to be sitting in the glacier.
Say again. Making sense? So now I'm on my legs, looking for my next swing. Stand up. Boom. Straight arm. Triangle. Stand. So when we get to these steeper sections off to the side,
What's hurting? We're at the top of Mount Baker, great peak, buddy. Pictures on it. We just got back to the truck. We pulled 7 out of the 8 cameras that are out here, and a couple of them I had over corn had 2,000 pictures on them. So got all the food plots in. We're gonna run through some cards here and see if we got any good bucks.
He's already had a broken tine.
Yeah, he broke it in velvet. Yeah, that's a different deer.
It's a pretty deer.
He's got long beams. We just finished flipping through the cards and got 2 good looking bucks. One is a big 10 and one's a big 8 with some split G2s. It's nice to see some mature bucks on camera, starting to get pumped up for the season. I'm going to have to flip through the cards I have from last year and see if I can match them up. I don't recognize them off the cuff, but we 3 are worn out. We got the 3 plots in. It feels good to be done with this piece of property. I'm going to load up the trailer and then move it on down to Jared and I's farm. And the next couple days we're going to be getting food plots in there and at the other farm I hunt. So get it all done here, hopefully before we get some rain in the ground. Praying for rain. We have like a 30% chance tomorrow, so this farm should be good, and we'll see what happens the rest of the week. It's kind of dry in the forecast, but hopefully we get some. Looking forward to the season and getting out velvet filming here in the next couple weeks.